What's good, everybody? Today, I'm going to be speaking about the Dave Chappelle and Comedy Central beef. Dave Chappelle in Unforgiven speaks about his experience not reading the terms of the contract, how that affected his career and his livelihood and actually his money bag. And this is the situation. This is the situation that I'm trying to help people avoid. These things do happen, and they happen to celebrities, people who we think have it made. If they go through something like that, what makes you think that, everyday people can't? You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're gonna be talking about today.
Do you know why Prince, the famous rock star that was a friend of mine, do you know why he called himself the artist when he came back? He calls himself the artist because that's what they call us in our contracts. Oh, these contracts are crazy. You should hear the terminology they say in these contracts. To use your name and likeness in perpetuity throughout the universe. Who the fuck could possibly know what that means? Nobody does. It's so complicated, in fact, that when you're a kid like me, you have to hire somebody to tell you what that means. And you sit down at a table and you do the contract game. And that's how I got with Comedy Central.
He's not joking when he says those contract terms are no joke. It's crazy that it takes an attorney with a detailed eye and knowledge to really understand the terms and make sure that they understand the consequences that can lead from those terms. I can only imagine how difficult it is for people who don't have the legal knowledge and who don't have the legal expertise.
I signed the contract, but I signed the contract the way that a 28-year-old expectant father that was broke signs a contract. I was desperate, I needed a way out, and it wasn't good money and it wasn't good circumstances, but what else am I gonna do, I said. And all these white people sitting at that table told me, trust us, Dave, it's a good contract. And I looked around the table and they all seemed to agree it was a good contract. But what if it was like that game of three-card Monte? What if they were all friends and I didn't know it?
Desperation. He was in a bind. He's about to be a new father, doesn't have the money. The pressure is on. He's desperate. What else is he gonna do? Fundamentally, no one should sign a contract out of desperation. Desperation kills a peace of mind and will lead you into trouble. Essentially what happened here, Dave trusted people who didn't really have his best interest. And this is what I've been talking about since day one of preventive legal services, right? It's have a team of trusted advisors. Whoever is going to have your best interest, your real best interest at heart, not only theirs. Pick those around you very, very, very closely. Always keep your eyes open and ears open, for sure.
People think I made a lot of money for Chappelle's show. When I left that show, I never got paid. They didn't have to pay me because I signed the contract. But is that right? I found out that these people were streaming my work and they never had to ask me or they never had to tell me. Perfectly legal because I signed the contract. But is that right? I didn't think so either.
As an attorney, I will say right now, that is not right. For someone to work as hard as Dave Chappelle did in his project and not get properly compensated, that's fucked up. Although it's perfectly legal, for sure, because he signed a contract. And he's a grown man, he's over the age of 18, he can make his own decisions, and so he just entered a bad deal. And I've seen it personally, the ruthlessness that the legal profession can have. And I've experienced that myself. That shit pisses me off. And that is why I do the things that I do. That's why I do preventive legal services, because I was tired of seeing people's faces every time I charged them crazy amount of money because I explained to them they just got a bad deal. When I tell my clients this could have easily been avoided if you had just done this, that, and the third, they're like, I didn't know.
And I'm not up here trying to tell you guys that I believe that Comedy Central gave me a raw deal just because I'm black. I believe that they gave me a raw deal because this fucking industry is a monster. When I quit the show, all my friends would say, well, fuck them, Dave. Why don't you just do Chappelle's show at another network? Yeah. And why doesn't a slave run from one plantation to another plantation? Because the master over there might be nicer. My God, man, I was trapped. You know what? Tell you the truth. I've even thought about coming back and doing another Chappelle show. Well, but if I do, I can't call it Chappelle Show because my name and likeness is being used by them in perpetuity throughout the universe. It's in the contract.
He can't even use his own name because of that one word, in perpetuity. And listen, once you sign on that dotted line, it is so hard to undo, generally speaking, at least in New York, because there's a presumption that you read it, you understood it, you're of sound mind. There are ways to invalidate a contract. I'm not saying that there aren't, but it's just an insurmountable uphill battle. And so that is why it's very important to get informed first and then proceed with a strategy. Negotiate your contracts, know your worth. If you have an idea, everyone's gonna shit on that idea right now because it's small. They're not gonna believe in you. You're the only one who believes in the value of that idea long term. And so if you're serious about the value of your idea, then you will make sure that you will protect your future. That's what I leave you with with respect to this clip. Really read your contracts, understand what you're signing, and don't let this situation that happened to Dave happen to you. There's ways to mitigate it. There's ways to avoid it. All you gotta do, honestly, hit up an attorney. That's all you have to do. This is why I do preventive law. To be that sounding alarm and being like, yo, you're about to enter into a situation that is not conducive for you. Yo, this paragraph right here in this contract, we need to negotiate it because this is how the many different ways it can play out against you. I am that alarm, and that's why I do preventive law, because I don't want anyone else to go through the same experience that Dave Chappelle went through. So with that, I leave you, hopefully give you a lot to think about. You know who it is, Will Trevino from the Trevino Law Firm here. Thanks for watching. If you wanna keep informed and get more information as to preventive law and things that you can do to avoid any sort of legal headaches, then hit that subscribe button below. Leave feedback on this video, leave your comments. I would love to hear from you. And with that, peace and love.